Hey there guys, so it's that time when I discussed my top 10 favourite films of 2018, and this time I decided to change a few things around. For one, I decided to do it now rather than the end of January. I used to do it to the end of January to wait for certain films because we're normally late in the UK, but I realised at that point it'd be far too late and no one will care. And the second thing is I'm not wearing this thing anymore because it doesn't really suit me really. So last year I saw about 113 films and I had to choose 10 of them, which was kind of easy because it was a good year for films, but not a great year compared to the year before. But still, I love doing these kind of videos. And I do have two honourable mentions. The first one is Mandy, which is just visually stunning. It's the best Nicolas Cage performance in years. And the second one is Avengers Infinity War. Yeah, it's not in my top 10. I'm sorry. And number 10 is Black Panther, and yes, I prefer it a little bit more to Infinity War. It told a great story in such a new, inventive direction. It felt like part of the MCU, but something entirely new, and that's an achievement. Ryan Coogler blends his film so seamlessly to the bigger picture, but also tells this individual story that's so culturally relevant and important. It had a great story, a great feeling. It's such a tight film all around. At number 9 is a film that's not getting enough recognition than it deserves, and that's Tully. This was such a surprising delight that explores the challenges of motherhood. This film is just so subtle with its exploration of postpartum mood disorders and depression that affect a number of women after giving birth, and this is easily my favourite Charlize performance now. And number 8 is the sequel that we've all been waiting for, Incredibles 2. If you ask me which one do I prefer, this one or the first film, it's lightning in a bottle. It delivered everything that I wanted. The action scenes were great, the story worked for me, the humour landed. It provided more of the elements that I loved in the first movie. At number 7 is The Green Book. I saw this back in November at a film festival, and when I heard about this I thought it was just so Oscar snub to me. But when I saw this I was just so darn happy. I can't believe it's done by Peter Farrelly, the same guy who did Shallow Hal and Dumb and Dumber, because this is such a crowd pleaser all around. It has a perfect blend of depth, heart, humour. Mahershala Ali and Viggo Mortensen are incredible. They have great chemistry. The friendship this was based on back in 1962. It's a great screenplay with great dialogue. At number 6 is the Channel 4 documentary 3 Identical Strangers. This was a documentary that really stayed with me. It wasn't what I expected. It's about these triplets separated at birth. Neither knew the other existed, and in the early 80s they're reunited, and it was so wonderful. It made me so good. I was just so happy. The success they got, the fame they got, the love they shared. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm like 20 minutes into this, and where is this going? It's disturbing, unnerving and tragic, and I'm choosing the film that just shows you the power and the disgrace of humanity. At number 5 is A Star Is Born. Now, if you told me a year ago a remake starring, directed by Bradley Cooper, co-starring Lady Gaga, I'd be saying to myself, yeah, that might turn out good. But man, I was blown away. It really captures so much of the human experience. It was a great movie about relationships, building a career, the fall of a career, not losing yourself to the Hollywood monster. So much Oscar buzz for this film. I think Bradley Cooper should definitely win an Oscar for Best Director, and I can't stop listening to Shallow. At number 4 is another film that's not getting enough recognition that it deserves, and that's The Rider. I'm still mind-boggled. This is done by genuine real people, not actors. The film portrays a world that is harsh and tough. These characters are going through such a hard life, financial difficulties, suffering, loss of self. But also The Rider is just full of grace, beauty, pride and dignity, and the last 2 minutes alone is just simply beautiful to watch. At number 3, and for a long time this was my number 1, and that's Leave No Trace. This drama is about this father with post-PTSD who struggles with the living condition, his daughter who is conflicted by curiosity and attachment. Minimalism is the key to this film's success. It never loses sight of its characters and its themes, which is trauma, families' bonds, needs to connect, and coming of age. Ben Foster is so good in this film. I hope he does get some recognition. And this film overall is so overlooked, and I hope it gets some recognition at some point. So my second favourite film of the year, and this was another film I saw at the Sin City Film Festival, and that's the Japanese film Shoplifters. These people come together and become a family. These misfits of society all bonded, and underneath it, it's really heartbreaking to watch. It's masquerading as one thing, this joyous, sweet, happy family film, but when you start to uncover it piece by piece, it's so heartbreaking. Shoplifters is this absolutely beautiful family portrait that goes in depth of the core of what it means to be family, and at the end of the film I was in tears. My favourite film of 2018, and I was excited for this film, but I was not expecting it to be my favourite comic book film of the year, my favourite animated film of the year, and that's Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse. This was the Spider-Man movie I've been wanting for years. Something new and something different, and this was such a breath of fresh air. Miles Morales getting the big screen treatment, and for franchises now that are too worried about what is canon and what isn't canon, Spideyverse simply says, we're gonna have fun and we're gonna make a movie. Throw Spider-Man in there, throw Spider-Man Noir in there, you want Spider-Gwen? We're throwing there as well. The rundown older version of Peter Parker is such a great character arc. From start to finish, I was just smiling. I was laughing, I was engaged with the story. It was powerful, it was moving. At times I was in tears because it was amazing. It has a great soundtrack. I've seen this film 3 times now, and I'm definitely going to get it on Blu-ray. So Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse is my favourite film of 2018. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Go like, comment, subscribe. Let me know, what are your favourite films of 2018? Comment down below. Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. I got your back.